Do you know you? The you behind the you that makes you you? Patrick here, and welcome to step 2 of the My Destiny program. And congratulations on getting through the introductory step 1. That's quite an accomplishment. And you've proven you're serious about crushing goals and demonstrating the discipline and dedication needed to reach your destiny.
That's what I'm talking
Now, these
about.
upcoming weeks, I'm going to encourage you to face some important questions, such as identifying your personal values and belief systems. I'm also going to ask you to revisit your morals and the core makeup of how you operate through the world, and especially how you interact with other people. You're going to investigate the values and beliefs of the people you respect, admire, and trust the most. These are other people. The objective of this step 2 is to finish with a well-honed and refined purpose statement for your life. Finally, the purpose statement we've been hearing so much about. Expect 12 weeks to complete this step 2 module bundle. Wow! If you go at the recommended pace of 1 module per week. But of course, we can go a lot faster or even slower. It's completely up to you. Now, your prime directive is the rule and purpose you use to operate through your life. And once you know your true purpose and have the rule to guide you, well, then you can focus on what's important, really important, and actionable to get yourself to your destiny. Here's a quick review of the modules in the Step 2 bundle, starting with Module A, My Obituary. And not my obituary, but yours. And I admit this, writing your own obituary stuff is kind of weird, but you just stick with me on this. The idea here is for you to identify what events and actions and behaviors and people and practices that are important to you. For example, how do you want to be remembered? And when you look back on your life from a new perspective, I guarantee it'll change the way you think about your life. Here comes Module B, Values. And it might sound simple, but identifying your values and the questions that follow requires some thoughtful introspection and honesty with yourself. Then Module C is Beliefs. And you're going to be asked to examine your belief systems. So, where did you get your beliefs, and how are these beliefs driving your life, if at all? And should you adopt some new beliefs or drop some, or, what's the deal here? It is a very challenging question. Then there's Module D, Character. And in Module D, I ask you to define the major attributes of your own character, like what strengths and or demonstrated qualities do you practice or want to embody. Then there's Module E, Influencers. And here you're going to list between 3 to 10 people who have had a noticeable and positive impact on your life. You may know them personally, like family and friends, could be your spouse, for example, or not so well, like clergy and teachers, or even strangers, like a YouTube person, or authors or scientists, anybody out there in the world. And then there's Module F that picks up from there, Influencer Characteristics. So once you've listed your influencers, now's the time you identify their major character traits. What is it about your influencers you noticed, that you admire, that you might want to emulate if you could? And Module G, Characteristics to emulate if you could. In this module, I ask you to carefully consider each of your influencers' characteristics and then decide which characteristics you are willing to adopt. Module H, Important Relationships. Up to this point, you've identified influencers, and in Module H, you list all the important relationships in your life today. Now, this list isn't every person you know, but the few, maybe even up to a dozen people that are alive today. Being alive now is key. Who is really important in your life? Then Module I, Give and Get. Giving and getting. Every relationship has a give and a get. Module I is where you start making some serious commitments, because in this module you list, again, with careful consideration, what you're willing to give and what you are getting or hope to get from these relationships. Module J, we're almost there. Module J is Statement of Purpose Draft. Up to this point, it's been kind of, how the sausage is made thing. All the ingredients to something you now have to consolidate and crystallize. The first few drafts of your prime directive. This stage is about getting your thoughts on paper, and it doesn't need to be perfect. Just get your thoughts on paper. And finally, the last module, Module K, the keystone project of Step 2, your first official personal prime directive. A polished single sentence that accurately describes your purpose and boundaries in life. The purpose by which you will live your life. And that's how Step 2 progresses. And all the work to be done, I know it sounds like a lot, and in some ways it is, but in most ways it's really not. It just takes a lot of thought. So stick with it, because I know you can do it. Look at how far you've gotten already. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe in you 100%. So good luck. Get going.